Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to the Hyperspace Database. I'm Jonesy the Mandalorian here with today's topic, the HAVR Floating Fortress. The Heavy Assault Vehicle Repulsor Lift A9 Floating Fortress, also known as the Imperial Flying Fortress, or simply the HAVR A9, was a repulsor lift-equipped armored transport developed by Ubrikian Industries. It was 57 feet long and could travel up to 124 miles per hour with its repulsor lift engines. It was very heavily armored, with its multi-layered hull being almost invulnerable to outside laser fire. It was often used to ram blockades and other obstacles rather than going around them, though it was also armed with a pair of short-range 360-degree laser turrets for dealing with enemy infantry and moving targets. The vehicle was also equipped with an advanced medium-range sensor array, and its repulsor lifts were capable of reaching a maximum altitude of 66 feet. It crewed a pilot, 2 gunners, and a sensor operator, while allowing up to 10 passengers to ride along in the troop bay. It heavily resembled the K-79 S-80 Imperial troop transport, which was seen in the live-action Mandalorian TV show, and it was easy to see that they were designed by the same company. It was more popular with the Imperial Army than larger vehicles because of its smaller, more compact profile, and was used in places where the bulky AT-AT walkers could not reach. Fun fact, the crews of the AT-ATs and the HAVR had a bitter rivalry between each other, and would often argue as to which of their craft was superior. While the AT-AT had the superior firepower, the HAVR used repulsor lifts, which allowed it to hover over many obstacles that would trip up the AT-AT, and it was nearly 3 times as fast as the lumbering behemoth. The HAVR was often used as an aid to ground assault forces and served to quell rebel uprisings with its intimidating presence. It was often seen patrolling city streets as a show of force, and was more than capable of dealing with insurgents if trouble would arise. The A9 was also basically a mobile command center, being equipped with advanced sensors and tactical equipment to allow troop commanders to lead from inside the armored tank. It featured a heat-seeking tracking system, which was often found in assassin droids, which could pinpoint targets and track them with frightening efficiency. The A9 Floating Fortress was primarily used during the early years of the Galactic Empire, and the most famous officer to use these tanks was General Hurst Romodi, who would often lead his forces by shouting orders from the exposed open hatch on top of the A9 tank. This tank was often used as a training vessel for new recruits at the prestigious Wraithall Academy, and was the basis for learning the controls of more complicated vessels and vehicles. Many years after the defeat of the Empire, a new Republic commando unit called Katarn Commandos used an A9 Floating Fortress to free Republic prisoners from the world of Hetsk during the Thrawn campaign, and this tank was also seen many more years later during an Imperial Remnant attack on the Jedi Praxium in 12 ABY. The first appearance of the HAVR A9 in canon was in the Forged in Battle sourcebook for the Star Wars Age of Rebellion role-playing game, though its first ever appearance comes in the Imperial sourcebook for the role-playing game way back in 1989. While the HAVR A9 Floating Fortress may not have reached the popularity of the AT-AT Walker, it was nonetheless a fearsome tank that was known for its brute force and near-invulnerable armored hull, which it used to great effect in keeping local citizens in line when confronted with the might of the Galactic Empire. Want to know more about great Star Wars topics like this one? Stick around to the end for some secret trivia, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and the bell to be notified every time I publish a new video. Be sure to chat with me in the comments too, because I want to hear from you guys. Super special shout out to my Gold Captain Patreon level supporters Miss 2003, Nick Sutphin, and Matthew Scott. Your support is so appreciated and you keep the show going. Thank you. Be sure to chat me up in the comments, and you can follow the show on social media for more news and channel updates. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.